Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Rachel Reads. I'm not wearing my glasses because there was a really bad glare on them, but you can still see me, so even if I can't see you right now. So I just wanted to come on and introduce what today's video is going to be. I have decided I need to do a 24-hour readathon. This is one of my favorite types of videos to watch on BookTube. Like, ever since I've been into YouTube, I just prefer videos like this. I find it really fun when people try to read nonstop for 24 hours. It's currently Saturday, February 27th, and it's about 8:30 in the morning. I think what I'm going to do is do 9 a.m. today to 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I am going to sleep, but I'm going to try to not sleep too long. I want to read as much as possible, especially because I will be co-hosting a 24-hour readathon in mid-March, so stay tuned for the announcement on that. So I want to get a practice in before I do it for real. So I do want to try to stay up late and, not sleep too much, try to read as much as I can, because I have 3 books I want to read in 24 hours. I don't know if I can do it all. I'm going to try my best, but I think it's doable because they are rereads for me, so it's not my first time reading them. Also, they're YA fantasy, so they're not like super heavy, dense writing that's gonna take me forever to read. The first one, well, I should tell you, it's a series, so I'll tell you what the series is. It is the Graceling Realm series. So we've got Graceling, Fire, and Bitter Blue. So I wanted to read these in my 24-hour readathon because I want to read the 4th one, which just came out last month, January. And I do have that book, but I wanted to get caught up on the series, like re-immerse myself in the world first. And I thought the best way to do that would be to like binge read them. So I think it's gonna snow or rain a little bit later, so that makes for good cozy indoor reading. It makes me feel a little less guilty for sitting and reading for 24 hours straight. And then tomorrow is going to be nice out, so once the readathon is over, I can go outside. Alright, so I think what I just have to do is stake out a cozy spot to get comfortable and crack open the book. I think I should be able to finish the first one by mid-afternoon, and then the second one maybe before I go to sleep, and then when I wake up I can do the 3rd one. And again, I might not get all the way through it, but we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best, and then I can always still finish it after the 24 hours, of course, but we'll see how far I get in 24 hours. I'm excited to try it, and I think it'll be fun. So thanks for tuning in. So I think this is going to be my 24-hour readathon spot. I've got the cat, so she's all set. I'm in the guest bedroom. So my plan is to put a cushion on this chair and kind of make that my seat. I've got a footstool there I can use. Again, there's a cat, so that works. And I also have the bed here, so like tonight I can stay up really late reading and not bother my husband. I'll just stay in this bed. So I think I've got this set up pretty well. I gotta get some water and some coffee, and yeah, just get ready to buckle down and read. Okay, it is 1 minute to 9 now, and it did take me a few more minutes to get set up than I thought, but I have everything I need. I have coffee, I have water, I have my books, I have a comfy chair, I have my playlist playing of my favorite YouTube videos that are like ambiance or ASMR rooms, or like just, white noise, relaxing videos to play in the background, or I might put my headphones in, either way, and I'm ready to get started. So about 50 pages in, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the book and why I love it so much. So, this first book, Graceling, it takes place, well, the main character is Katza. She is the niece of one of 7 kings in this land. So there are 7 kingdoms, and her uncle is one of the kings. She is what's called a Graceling. So people who are graced, they are born with some sort of innate ability that is, special, or just like they're better than everyone else at this one particular thing. Her grace is fighting, so she cannot lose a fight, basically. And in this land, people who are graced are kind of, they're sort of treated like second-class citizens. They're forced to be raised by the court, and if the king cannot find something useful about them, they're sort of shunned from society or forced to work in the fields. But if he can find use for them, then they're sort of enslaved. I mean, they're paid, but they're, in servitude to the court for life. So Katz's situation is that her uncle has basically turned her into his strong arm. She is sent out to intimidate or maim or even kill people who have wronged the king. So like if somebody, doesn't pay their taxes on time, or, if someone buys, or like there's one guy who, pays for 20 acres of lumber but cuts down 23, and they're sent to collect extra money from him, and she's supposed to, make an example of these people, and she hates it, but she knows that she kind of has no choice at this point. So she has, in order to gain back some control, she has got together with a bunch of other people in her city or in her kingdom that want to do better, and they formed what's called a council. And what they do is they try to right wrongs and help people in every kingdom, not just their own. So they, travel to places to help, like, save people, or, get revenge on wrongdoings. So they're sort of like vigilante outlaws, but they're hiding in plain sight, basically. It's pretty interesting. And Katza, I think, is a really good character. It's funny, she really hates, being sent to do the king's bidding in this way. She hates how she has to, hurt people and kill people for things that she feels doesn't warrant this type of punishment. And I find it interesting that I just read a scene where she's, she's anxious, or, feels like she needs to get away from her thoughts, so she practices her fighting skills, and it says, as she focused on her imaginary opponents, her mind calmed, which I found very interesting, because again, she doesn't really like the fighting that she's forced to do, but I wonder who her imaginary opponents are, if there's certain people that she wouldn't mind fighting. And that actually calms her. So I thought that was a very interesting scene, so I just wanted to comment on it. I've already met the other main character in this book. His name is Poe, and he's a prince from a foreign land. She doesn't know yet who he is, but they're going to meet up again soon, I'm sure. And he's also graced, but his grace is kind of a mystery. He plays it off as something else than what it actually is, because if people know what it really is, he would be in danger. So I just wanted to, kind of let you all know that I'm really enjoying my reread, and it's snowing now, so that's cozy, and I'm just going to keep reading for a little while. I'll check in a few hours, so we can kind of see where I'm at, and I'm just so glad I'm reading this. It really is just an enjoyable experience. So, hello. It's a little past 11. I've moved over to the bed. Just wanted to kind of get a little more comfortable. There we go. So I am on page 165, and Katza, the main character, has betrayed the king and also found out that the the secret of the prince's grace. So a lot of things are ramping up, and I'm excited for what's coming next. I really like this book a lot, so yeah, gonna keep reading. I just wanted to come on and say I love the banter between Poe and Katza. I feel like they're such a good match for each other, like in terms of their wit, and just like how they play off of each other is really fun. So I just wanted to come on and make that note. I'm really making good time. The plot is getting to the point where it's moving very fast, and so, you know, my reading is speeding up, so I don't think it will take me too long to finish. All right, I had my lunch, and I read a little bit of this while I was lunching. So I feel like I have like 200 pages left, but I feel like they're going to go by really fast because everything's picking up, and from what I remember, there are like 2 different climaxes in this story. There's like, I don't want to give it away any spoilers, but there's just a lot that happens. So I'm just gonna snuggle up on the bed and try and finish these last 200 pages as quick as I can, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end, and then we'll move on to the next one. Finished, yay! So it is 4:15 in the afternoon. So it took me 7 hours to read this book. It was just as great, if not better, than the first time I read it. I still really enjoy it, and I'm so happy that I've chosen to read these books during this 24-hour readathon. I have to say, I'm not quite sure what I want to do from here in terms of like, so I had the audiobook for this, which I listened to for about 20 minutes while I was doing some dishes. Otherwise, I read it physically the whole time. And then I have the audiobook for Bitter Blue, which is the third one. The second one, Fire, is actually a prequel. So I'm just trying to think. I could read both at the same time, theoretically, because it's not like a continuation of the story. Bitter Blue is a continuation of this one, but Fire is a prequel, so I could be reading that and listening to Bitter Blue while I do things like have dinner and stuff, so that I'm not stopping reading just to get certain things done. So I might do that, but I think since it's not quite dinner time yet anyway, I might take a bath or something. Like, I might do a bubble bath to just kind of relax and sort of make a transition into reading the second book. And yeah, that actually sounds like a really good idea. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure I have some bubble bath somewhere in the house. And we're going to get started with Fire. So again, this is the second book, but it is technically a prequel. So I am going to get started, and I'll check in with you all later. So I have had dinner, and while cooking, I listened to this one on audiobook. I'm about 75 pages in on the audiobook, but I'm putting it down, picking up Fire again. So my goal is to finish this tonight before I sleep, but I don't know if that's realistic. It's currently 6:30, so I don't think I'll finish it before midnight, which is kind of my like goal bedtime, is to go to bed at midnight, wake up around 5 or 6, and finish off the readathon. But I'll definitely finish this book before the 24 hours are up, and then probably get a good ways into this one, and then finish it tomorrow after the 24-hour readathon is done. And if I do that, I feel like I'll feel pretty accomplished. So yeah, like I said, it's 6:30. I'm going to sit down with Fire and try and get as close to the end as I can. Again, I might not finish it all before I go to sleep, but I will keep you all updated. Hello. Alright, it's 8:30 now, and I'm about 100 pages in. I'm reading a little bit more slowly right now. I think my eyes are getting tired, so I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to try to read for at least another hour and a half till 10, and then what I might do is put the audiobook of Bitter Blue back on and like paint my nails and do kind of that kind of stuff, and that'll be a nice break for my eyes, and then we'll see where we're at. But for right now, I'm going to maybe have some ice cream and then sit on the couch, which is a change of scenery because I've been upstairs pretty much all day except to eat. So I'm going to sit on the couch and try and get some more read. So I'm really enjoying it again, second time around. I really like Fire, the main character. She is amazing. I really feel for her. You know, okay, so I guess I should tell you a little about this book. So we are in a land called the Dells, and this land borders like the Seven Kingdoms, but is separated by mountain passes. So, you know, the people in like the Seven Kingdoms don't really know about it. So the people like from the first book don't know about this place, even though it's pretty close. And vice versa, they don't know about each other. So in the Dells, there are regular humans and animals, and then there are what are called monsters, which are basically like say a human monster looks just like a human, but their hair is like a vibrant color. Like Fire has red hair, but it's not like redhead red hair. It is like actual red hair. And like her father was a monster and he had blue hair. And monsters are basically, people become enamored with them because they're so beautiful, and monsters control other animals and humans' minds, which is kind of scary. So, you know, there are monsters that are actual monsters, and then there's people like, well, there's monsters like Fire who try to use their powers for good or not use their powers at all. And Fire is actually the last living human monster, so, and she gets a lot of like hate from people. And then like again, there's a monster version of every animal, so they're monster kittens, which I think is kind of funny. So anyway, the Dells is sort of in this state of like being on the verge of a civil war, so there's some political stuff going on. The king and his brother who manages the army are like, you know, trying to figure out, you know, these rebellions that are going on and trying to, you know, protect their claim to the throne and all of this stuff. So there's a lot going on. It's really enjoyable just in general. Like the story's really good, the characters are really good. And yeah, so I'm going to keep going and I'll update you all later. To halfway through Fire. It's 10:15 right now. Excuse me. And I kind of got a second wind, which is why I was able to read another 60 pages of this. And I think what I'm going to do now is put the audiobook for Bitter Blue on, brush my teeth, maybe do some dishes, and then paint my nails so I can get a good chunk of that listened to before I go to bed. So that's my plan, and yeah, I will catch up with you all in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Man, I am tired. It is about 4 a.m. I am just waking up. I look fabulous, as always. And yeah, I'm going to get back to reading. I just kind of want to make the next 5 hours really count. When we left off last night, I was halfway through Fire, and I listened to a little bit more of Bitter Blue, and went to bed at around midnight. So I've only got 4 hours of sleep, but it's okay. This is an experiment, and we're just seeing how it goes. So I'm gonna get to reading, and I will check in with you all later. Good morning, kitty cat. Hi, Lenora. Aww. Good morning. How's your 24-hour readathon going? More like 24-hour sleepathon. Am I right? Aww. So cute. I finished. So I read 2 full books, and I still have a little over an hour left in my 24-hour readathon. So I'm going to put the audiobook for Bitter Blue back on and kind of get ready for the day. I have a lot going on later, so I will follow up when I finish the whole thing, but I just wanted to update you all that I finished it, and I think I loved it more this time around than I did the first time around. I really love Fire, the main character. She is incredible, and she goes through so much, but comes out at the end of it like just so strong, and I mean, you can't help but root for her. She is just so amazing. So I don't really want to spoil anything or give anything away. I just want to encourage everybody to read this series if you haven't already. And it's 9 o'clock, which means I have made it 24 hours. I read the full book, Graceling. I read Fire, book number 2. And I read 180 pages of Bitter Blue, which is the 3rd book. So I did pretty well. 2 1/3 books, that's not bad. And I think I'll be able to finish this one today. It's Sunday the 28th, so we're doing our live show for Tis the Damn Readathon. But also, I have my podcast to record as well. So I am kind of busy today, but I have the audiobook. I'll keep listening while I'm doing things around the house, and later today probably sit down and read from the physical book. But yeah, all in all, I did a lot of reading. It was nice to just kind of treat myself to a full day of just books, and it was really fun. So thank you all for joining me on this journey. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you would read if you gave yourself 24 hours. Also, if you've read this series, let me know what you think. So once again, thank you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.